Social media addiction. You'd wonder after knowing that in the current era, we touch our phones around 2,600 times on average. According to research, after the COVID-19 pandemic, an average India in a day has a screen time of 7 hours in a day. It means that we look at this for 7 hours every day by scrolling social media, watching more videos on YouTube, or watching films on Netflix, anything. If you're using your phone for 7 hours, it may have bad effect on your life, on your health, hobbies, studies, work, job, business, but it affects your mind as well. Some people will also get irritated if you'll take their phone away. They get anxious, and some people experience stress as well. There is no doubt that this has become an addiction, but very few people talk about it. So let's see how this addiction put the impact on your healthy life and the science behind this addiction. And most importantly, we will also discuss about its possible solutions. That's limitless content you will find on internet. As we hear the buzz sound of our phone's notifications, this sound craves us to check out our phones, even there's nothing valuable to see at. Nowadays, it has become the constant pounding. You guys can actually compare this social media addiction to any certain addiction like alcohol, smoking, drugs, gambling, and so on. You might feel a bit awkward, and maybe you're thinking of that how can drugs and social media can be compared with each other? Because drugs and social media both are very different things. Yes, they are very specifically different, but the addiction that you have emerged with can be compared to quite an extent. How addiction work? When you get addicted to any certain kind of an addiction, then your body follows a set pattern known as the dopamine pattern. First, let's try to understand what dopamine is. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter produced in our brain. This is the chemical formula, as you can see here. A benzene ring with two hydroxyl groups at the side and an amine group is attached to an ethyl chain. A neurotransmitter is tasked with sending messages between one part of the brain to another. For example, oxytocin is known as the love hormone. It is activated during bonding in relationships. Serotonin is a mood stabilizer. It keeps you emotionally stable. But what does dopamine do? For a long time, scientists believed that dopamine is a pleasure chemical, that when we are happy, it happens because of dopamine. But it's not true. According to the latest research, scientists believe that the happiness that we feel is not because of dopamine, but it's actually because of the endorphins. Endorphins works as a happiness booster and pain relievers in our bodies. Dopamine is actually connected to motivation and reward. When our mind thinks that we are about to participate in an activity where we might be happy, just to be in the anticipation of that, our dopamine levels rise. And I guess it is getting too complex to understand.
Okay, so let's understand this with an example.
For example, if you are doing something for a long time in order to achieve something, and you are done with the process and now you are waiting for the results, then even the anticipation of that rises the dopamine levels in your body and brings you excitement and happiness. This is how a healthy body reacts. Dopamine plays an important role to motivate you to learn something new and even to memorize things. And the dopamine levels shouldn't be very high or very low. It should be at an optimum levels. And when you achieve that result which you have been waiting for since so long, then your dopamine levels drops down, even below the baseline. But what if the thing which brings you happiness happens every day and it becomes a part of your daily routine? Then the dopamine levels won't raise as it used to be. And it will put you under a condition named as chronic dopamine deficit state. And when your dopamine stays at the same level consistently, then you don't feel happiness the same way. In order to get the happiness of the same level which you experienced at the very first place, then you will require more stimuli. This concept is also known as hedonic treadmill. There's nothing in this world will bring you the same happiness by doing the same thing every day. So this is how if someone consumes a small amount of drugs in the beginning, then he'll get a huge amount of pleasure. And gradually he'll have to increase the amount of drugs after a certain time to get the same level of happiness. And just like that, he gets heavily addicted to the drugs. And similarly, this is how social media addiction works. For example, when your phone buzzes a notification tone, then your minds get excited and it releases dopamine by expecting something. For example, you upload a picture on social media, then you get likes and comments and you get happy, but gradually it drops down by the time and don't feel the same pleasure. Have you ever thought about it that why does it occur? It happens because our mind follows a set of pattern, as I mentioned earlier. Human mind gets habitual too quickly of something and wants more than usual to get the same level of happiness. Like you were happy when you got 10 likes and 10 comments on your uploaded picture in the beginning, and by the time you won't feel the same level of happiness. and you will expect more likes and comments, and you put more efforts to get that, and you get trapped and get addicted of it. So this is how a human body works. I gave you so many examples. Now you might be thinking that the neurological process was same in all these examples. Then why don't we get addicted to all the things? Why don't we get addicted to earn money? Why don't we get addicted to build a muscular body? Why do we get addicted to only drugs, weeds, alcohol, cigarettes, and social media? There are two main reasons behind it. The first one is ease of access, and the second one is quick winnings, because whatever you are doing online is getting you an instant result. So the question is, why don't we get addicted to earn money? Why don't we get addicted to build a muscular body? It is because to earn money, to build a muscular body, you will have to work consistently for a certain time to achieve the results. But yeah, earning money could also be a part of ease of access, under a condition that you find a way to make money easily, but you can't build a muscular body overnight. Now if we see all these things in a perspective of social media, what else could be more easy to access than your phone? You just simply tap on your phone 2 to 3 times and you can easily access to any social media platform like YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Discord. By scrolling them, you find a lot of entertainment and perceiving as an instant pleasure as results. For example, you are using Instagram and there you can see Reels section, which don't even let you think for a while what to watch, because it already displays the videos without searching anything. But ease of access is a bit hindered on YouTube, because there sometimes you have to search for the content you are looking for. And outside of this virtual world, you will have to put a bit efforts to do something pleasurable, which might doesn't come under the ease of access. And you know what? These all social media apps are designed in a way keeping in mind that how users can be psychologically attracted and what things can be added in these apps to make users addictive. This is how social media apps creators think that how can we manipulate our apps in order to grab people's attention and their precious time. And I'm not saying that stop using social media completely, but I'm just simply saying that break the chain of ease of access. Do something physically instead of being in a virtual world all day long. And this will definitely help you to get back to your healthy life again. So how can you break this cycle? Here are some basic tips that I would like to give you, and it's totally up to you to follow it or not. First of all, delete all the social media apps for a while and try to access your social media apps through web browser if you can. If you can't do that, then at least turn off the notifications. And while you go to sleep, do not put your phone right next to you, because if you do that, then after waking up, the very first thing you will do that is to check your phone. So these are the basic tips. By following that, you can stop this addiction. So don't ever let anything have a control on your mind. This is how social media destroys mental health of a human being. The only motive of making this video to aware you to not to get trapped in the social media manipulation. So if you like this information, then like my video and do subscribe to my channel. Thank you so very much.